أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ قال إبراهيم رب أرني كيف تحيي الموتى قال أولم تؤمن قال بلى ولكن ليطمئن قلبي قال فخذ أربعة من الطير فصرهن إليك ثم اجعل على كل جبل منهن جزءا ثم ادعهن يأتينك سعيا واعلم أن الله عزيز حكيم صدق الله العظيم. Previous ayat which we discussed last week, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given an incident of someone from Banu Israel that when he had passed by a village which was razed to the ground, and he asked what will be the method in which Allah ta'ala brings this, how will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring the dead back? He saw a dead village and he saw that how everything was completely destroyed. For example, after a tornado comes into a place, how everything is completely destroyed, the roof is on the floor. Like that, he saw this entire village, so he thought to himself what would be the kayfiyah, the method of how Allah Ta'ala would bring everything back to life, human beings as well. So that was one incident. Another which Allah Ta'ala mentions is that of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. So both of these ayat are connected in the sense that we are discussing ihya ba'd al-maut, how Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala give life, or a nashr, how Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala resurrect people, human beings, ba'd al-maut, after people die. A fortunate coincidence right now is also that we are coming through a dead season. And this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala draws an example in the Quran Kareem as well. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala وَهُوَ الَّذِي يُرْسِلُ الرِّيَاحَ بُشْرًا بَيْنَ يَدَيْ رَحْمَتِهِ حتى إذا قلت سحابا ثقالا سقناه لبلد ميت فأنزلنا به الماء فأخرجنا به من كل الثمرات كذلك نخرج الموتى لعلكم تذكرون. That right now, when winter is still, as over here it's still a little cold, but it's passing. In March, inshallah, spring will start soon. We're already seeing some of that. So these were dead months. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran Kareem says that when there is a dead land, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first sends winds. Yusilu diyaha bushra, as glad tidings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first sends winds. First there is a wind that comes which brings a glad tiding. What's a glad tiding? That soon rain will come. And when rain will come, what will happen? This land that you see that is dead, that someone who is unaware of the system of the world, they can never imagine that all of this barren stuff, this white spread land, there's only snow on it, that one day there will be luscious green grass, and there will be flowers and vegetation, etc. Only because you and I see this every year, this phenomenon every year, that's why to us, this is something normal, and we don't pay heed to it. And it's another thing that in the Quran Kareem, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala draws us at the end of these ayats, especially that لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ, those that think about it, those that ponder. And just because we're in a certain system of the world, in the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's a certain aadah of Allah ta'ala in this world, there's a certain sunnah in this world of Allah ta'ala, that doesn't mean that there's no beauty behind it, that there is nothing for us to take from it. Rather, there is lesson for us to take. Right? So this is also one of the lessons that we should take home, is that when we see the changing of seasons, etc., it shouldn't be something which is just by the way. It's just something that's happening. And winter goes, oh yeah, very nice, it's going to be hot, it's going to be better weather. Alhamdulillah, that's good for us, that's the benefit, there will be better weather, etc., that we're all happy about that. But as a believer, as a mu'min, is there anything in this for me to take? There is, right? And what is that? That this is a living dalil for me, a living proof for me, that this was something which is dead, and everyone in the world will accept this. That this is called a dead, a barren land. And Allah Ta'ala, through the rain, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala brings it back to life. So why is it so impossible that Allah Ta'ala brings dead bodies back to life as well? And what's the difference? There is no difference in this, right? The same thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these ayat, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is drawing human beings' attention towards, and in the same ayah which we quoted, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends the rain through by means of, and then the winds push the clouds, the rain clouds, and then they go over the barren land, the dead land, and it rains. Then at the end of the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says what? كَذَلِكَ, and in the same method, in the same manner, نُخْرِجُ الْمَوْتَى, we will bring out the dead people. The same way, this just as it may not have been very obvious to you that a dead land can give at a certain point by a very simplistic thing as rain. And now scientists will look at it and say, okay, when rain falls, then this is what happens, and that's what happens. That's a process, right? The ayah is not denying a process, rather the ayah is indicating towards a process. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't just say the rain falls and everything grows. No. Rather, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed a process in this world, a system. What is that? The first winds come. Thereafter the rain, then it pushes the rain clouds. Then the rain clouds give the rain, and then by means of that. Now all the other steps in the middle, the Quran Kareem style is what? That anyone, whether they may be a Bedouin living in the desert, or whether they may be a rocket scientist of the 21st century, everyone can take something from the Quran Kareem and it's applicable to them. Now for the scientists and for those of the 21st century, it's very good. You can open your science books and understand what is the rest of the steps in between. Allah Ta'ala in the Quran is not denying that. Rather, if anything, it's indicating towards a process. كَذَلِكَ نُخْرِجُ الْمَوْتَى. So in the same manner, Allah Ta'ala says that this is something of this world. This is a takwini nidam, a system in this world. Like that, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the Akhirah also has a process. There's also a system. And what is that? Allah Ta'ala through His hukum, through His command, will also resurrect people. And it's not impossible, rather it's something that we have kept a living proof for you in this world whilst you are alive. So like that, the incident of Ibrahim ﷺ is speaking about Ihya ba'd al-Maut, that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give life to the dead. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ, when Ibrahim ﷺ said, as a Nabi, he is talking to Allah Ta'ala, he makes this dua, رَبِّ أَرِنِي كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى, oh my Lord, أَرِنِي, show me how you will bring the dead to life. كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى. Not that will you or will you not, that's not the question. He will, definitely, as a Nabi, obviously that's part of their i'tiqad. His question is, as a human being, I can't understand how will human beings come back to life. Once everything is decayed, how can all of this come back? قَالَ أَوَلَمْ تُؤْمِنْ. Allah Ta'ala responded, أَوَلَمْ تُؤْمِنْ, that do you not believe, do you not have iman? قَالَ بَلَى, definitely, indeed I believe. وَلَكِنْ لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي, but so that لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي, so that my heart is content. My heart is content, meaning this human nature of mine, that the inquisitive nature of a human being. That how exactly will this happen? Many things in the world that we believe that it will happen, it does happen, we know it's there, but our question is, I want to know the exact details. How does that happen? So it's an inquisitive mind of a human being. وَلَكِنْ لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي قال فَخُذْ أَرْبَعَةً مِنَ الطَّيْرِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, okay, take 4 birds. فَصُرْهُنَّ إِلَيْكَ ثُمَّ جَعَلْ عَلَى كُلِّ جَبَلٍ مِّنْهُنَّ جُزْءًا. Take 4 types of birds and draw them to you. In the sense that make them familiar with you, so that they know you. Then اجعل على كل جبل منهن جزءا, cut them up and put on different parts of the mountain a portion of each of them. So the legs of one throw on one mountain, the head of another one on another, etc. He scattered them all around on different places of a mountain. ثُمَّ ادْعُهُنَّ, then call them. And Allah Ta'ala will show you exactly how this happens. ثُمَّ ادْعُهُنَّ, then call them. And call out, the birds come to me. أُدْعُهُنَّ يَأْتِينَكَ السَّعْيَ, they will come running to you, and indeed that is what happened. Ibrahim ﷺ called out to the birds that, okay, come to me. Allah Ta'ala showed, through His qudra, Allah Ta'ala is the one that gave the hukum to that, because through Ibrahim ﷺ's qawd, and these birds, different parts of the birds came and formed in front of Ibrahim ﷺ. Meaning, what is there for him to know is that literally this is what will happen. It's not metaphorical. Ba'ath ba'd al-maut is not something which is metaphorical, rather it's something haqiqatan, in reality that will happen. Udu'hun ya'tinaka sa'ya, that Allah subhanahu, and that these will come to you running. Wa'alam anna Allah azizun hakim. Indeed, know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Aziz, He has the utmost power, overpowering, and He has the most, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has full power over everything. Why is Aziz mentioned here? And a human being, for us it's impossible. For us it's not possible that we can do something like this. But do not think that what you can do is, or only those things which you can do, Allah Ta'ala is limited to that. Allah Ta'ala is not limited to what you and I can do, nor is Allah Ta'ala limited to what you and I can imagine. وَعَلَمْ أَنَّ اللَّهَ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most wise. How Allah Ta'ala has kept a system in this world, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the wisdom behind it. We make dua that Allah Ta'ala give us tawfiq to understand.